Namaskar. I am your host and presenter Pritiman Sarkar, back with part 2 of the episode on the Hindu calendar and its importance in a series on Sanatana Dharma. Today I will continue from where I left on my previous episode on the Hindu calendar. If you have not watched it, please follow the link of the previous episode mentioned below in the description box. Coming to the topic, now I begin with as to when did the Hindu calendar start? Indian kings loved to declare new zero dates when they started a new dynasty to signify the beginning of a glorious era. This new zero date would be followed throughout and their kingdoms until they were replaced by a new dynasty and a new calendar was inaugurated with a new zero date. Across India, hundreds of such calendars were created over the centuries, including the Gupta era in 319 AD, the Harsha era beginning in 606 AD. This made comparing days and years impossibly confusing for historians. But more or less Hindus in India today commonly use two main calendars, the Vikram Samvat with a 0 point of 57 BC and the Shaka Samvat with a 0 point of 78 AD. They are used for calculating the dates of all Hindu festivals like Diwali and Holi. How does the Hindu calendar work? In the Hindu calendar, season follows the sun, month follows the moon, and days both the sun and the moon. In ancient texts, the moon has been referred to as the Masakrut or month maker, confirming that the interval between two consecutive new moons or full moons was the basis of calculating the length of a month. Two systems of month reckoning were prevalent in different parts of India at different times. The Purni Manta system, in which the month ends with a full moon, and a Amasanta system, in which the moon ends on the darkest night of the month or a no moon night. At present, Gujarat and most of India adhere to the Amasanta system, that is, in which a new month begins with a new moon. Each month is divided into two parts called the Pakshas, the Shukla or Sud Paksh and the Krishna or Vad Paksh. Each refer to the bright half and the dark half of one lunation respectively. In North India, the month generally begins with a full moon. In South India, with a new moon. Festival days will still fall on the same day or very closely, but the name of the month may be different. For example, Krishna's birthday falls on the 8th day of the dark moon. In the north, this is in the month of Bhadra. In south, this is in the month of Shravana. 7-day week. The Hindu calendar system, as per the Vedic scriptures, does not have any mention about a week concept. This concept of 7-day clustered week was adopted from the Greeks around 3rd century AD. Vasara or Vara refers to the weekdays whose names are based on zodiac planets. The Hindu names of the week show great relationship with the other Indo-European calendars. For example, Latin name of Monday being Lune, which means the moon, whereas Sanskrit equivalent is Soma, and hence Monday is Somavasara. Days. Just like months, the Hindu calendar has two measures of a day, one based on the lunar movement and the other on solar. The solar day or civil day called Divasa has been what most Hindu traditionally use, is easy and empirical to observe with or without a clock, and it is defined as a period from one sunrise to another. Traditionally and quite logically, it seems a new day begins at the sunrise, not midnight, and night at sunset, not in the afternoon or evening. Seasons with Hindu calendar. It is even more interesting how the solar year was classified on the basis of seasons. The 12 lunar months of a solar year are divided into 6 ritus, seasons, each comprising of approximately 2 months. Since the seasons are solar based, each of the 6 seasons, Sharad, late monsoon, Hemant, early winter, Shishir, winter, Vasant, spring, Grishma, summer, and Varsha, monsoon, they commence around 21st day plus minus 2 days of each even month of the Western calendar. The Hindu calendar recognizes the importance of summer solstice and winter solstice in a solar year, determining the 6 seasons. The Dakshinayana or the sun's southern course starts from June 21st till December 21st, during which the day length is successively getting shorter until it is the shortest in December. The Uttarayana or sun's northern course progresses from December 21st until June 21st, during which the day length gets successfully longer until it is the longest in June. Sun reaches the equinox twice in a year, during which the length of the day and night are equal. The first point is vernal equinox in March 20, Vasant Sampat. The other point is called autumnal equinox in September 22nd, which is called the Sharad Sampat. When does the year start? The start of the year varies from one region to another, predominantly based on the cultural as well as the agricultural harvest season. In most regions, the year starts on new moon before the sun enters the zodiac sign of Aries Mesa. This happens on or around the day of the March equinox, which marks the beginning of spring in the northern hemisphere. It is during this time of the year that the grains have been harvested and the new season of sowing starts. It follows the spring equinox, Vasant Sampat, and generally falls on 14th April of the Gregorian calendar. The same day is observed as the traditional New Year in Assam, West Bengal, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Manipur, Tripura, Bihar, Odisha, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Rajasthan, as well as in countries like Nepal and Bangladesh, Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Thailand, and Sinhalese in Sri Lanka also celebrate the same day as their New Year. With this, we come to the end of the final episode on the Hindu calendar and its importance. Please do give your suggestions and feedback in the comment box below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Please switch on the notification button so that you are aware when the new episodes come in. Till we see you again, Namaskar.